In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a dishwasher. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Josh. This channel is all about building your own house, saving a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. So we got a lot to do today, so let's get started. Before I get started with the install, I want to go over some basics when it comes to dishwashers. Almost all dishwashers are designed to fit in a 24-inch space inside of the cabinets. And also, you need to run wiring for your dishwasher, obviously, so you can either direct wire it like I did here. It's just a home run running from the dishwasher right to the panel box, or you can install an outlet in the back, and then you would have to install a cord onto the dishwasher that would plug into the outlet. So no matter if you're hardwiring it directly to the dishwasher or if you install an outlet, both of them have to be GFI protected. So whether you use a breaker in my case or you have a GFI outlet, and it has to be a dedicated 20 amp circuit. Over here at the panel box, if we open it up, right here is the breaker that's controlling the dishwasher. And per code, I had to install what's called a lockout. So whenever this is turned off and you place a lock here, it's going to keep somebody from turning this on while you're working on it. So because I'm hardwiring right to my dishwasher, I had to do that per code. And also this purple test button indicates that this is a GFI combination breaker. So it's arc fault and GFI, but it has to definitely be GFI protected. So we're off right now. Now I'm going to double check with a low voltage tester to make sure we don't have current going to the dishwasher. This wire is a 12-2 wire. We have 2 conductors and 1 ground, and this is meant for a 20 amp circuit, which that's what the dishwasher's on. And any of these supplies can be found in the links in the description below if you need to pick them up for your installation. But the first thing we're going to do is take a non-contact voltage tester, and I'm just going to touch it just to make sure the power is off to this cord before we start working on it, and it looks like we're good to go. So there's no power in this wire. So now we can continue with the installation. Here are the parts that came with the dishwasher. I got the mounting brackets, and you can use either set, either the one with the tabs or the one without the tabs. It's all up to you, and I'll show you the difference here in a minute. And then the junction box cover, and then we got our discharge hose. And now I cut the end off this because the trap that I got underneath the sink has a tailpipe on it that's meant to connect to the smaller diameter. So I'll show you that in a bit as well. And then it came with the hardware and then the plugs to plug the holes that we're going to mount through the side of the dishwasher. And what I did have to buy aftermarket that didn't come with the dishwasher is a clamp. And this is optional if you need it, but I'm going to show you what I use it for. And then I got a 5' 3/8 water supply line. And it also comes with the parts to hook it right to the dishwasher. Before drilling the hole, take note of how far back your sink goes. So we know if we drill in the back 3 inches underneath of this cabinet, will not hit the sink, which is very important, obviously. So we need to drill our hole back in this corner. The drill bit I'm going to be using is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go right up here towards the top and drill right through that cabinet. So you understand where the plumbing is going to. If we take a look underneath of the kitchen sink, this is the P-trap and the water supply lines that I installed in my last video. And this tailpipe is where the discharge hose hooks to, and then we got our water lines. And this is a dual shutoff valve. One goes to the sink and one's going to go to the dishwasher. And I got to drill a hole in this bottom corner to supply the dishwasher with water. The drill bit I'm going to be using is a 3/4 inch drill bit. I'm now going to fish this end of the water supply line through that hole we just drilled. I'm now going to take the drain hose extension, and this side will go right over this end, and it has a clamp on it. So I'm going to have to loosen up that clamp to slide it all the way over. So to do that, I'm going to squeeze it together with pliers. Now that it's on all the way, I'm going to squeeze this clamp together and then slide it right back over where that joint meets. And that's all there is to adding the extension. Now I'm going to fish this back through that hole we drilled up towards the top of the cabinet. Like I mentioned earlier, there's 2 different brackets, one with a tab and then one without the tab. And this particular one requires the tab because the tab's going to slide right into here and lock into place, and that's the hole that's going to be where you place a screw from the inside into the cabinet. So with this one, I got to break it off, as you can see right here, so it doesn't stick out past the dishwasher. So I'm first going to do that. I'm just going to take my wrench and grab a hold of this so it doesn't break. and then just work it back and forth. And now I'm going to take the leftover bracket and place it into the little slot right here on the side of the frame. And now after that's through, I'm just going to take my wrench and then bend this tab over so it doesn't fall out. So that's just going to hold it into place until we anchor it with a screw into the cabinet. And I got to do the same on the other side. I'm now going to take the dishwasher, slide it around, and then lay it down on its back so I connect the elbow for the water supply line. I'm just going to take the elbow and face it towards the back of the dishwasher and then hand tighten this on to this area first. And all makes and models of dishwashers are all going to be located in different areas, but they're all going to install in a similar fashion. So I'm going to get that about where it goes, hand tighten it first. Then after it's hand tightened, I'm just going to take my wrench and just give it a couple more turns. And you don't have to tighten this up really tight because you risk stripping out those plastic threads. So just a nice secure fit. I'm now going to locate 4 of the feet that's on this dishwasher, and I'm going to turn them out to where there's about a 1/2 inch coming out from the frame. Now, while it's easy to remove the toe kick, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now time to stand the dishwasher right back up. Now before I slide everything back into the hole, I got the water line, the wire, and everything towards the center, so that way when we push it back, it'll be underneath so we can hook it up. I'm now going to install these rubber trim pieces that go around this outside edge, so when you push this in, it's going to give it a nice finished look. And these are labeled, this side goes towards the back. So this is going to set up here, and then we got our side pieces to finish the edges. I'm now going to finish sliding it all the way back into place. Now that the dishwasher is setting where we want it and that our trim is tucked back into the cabinet, I'm going to check it with a 2-foot level to see how level we're setting. And we're actually setting really good right there. And now I'm going to double check by opening up the door and then putting the level right across here as well. And that looks really good. And it looks like we're sitting really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and secure it where it's at. I'm now going to open up the dishwasher door. And right here on the sides is where we got to place screws into those brackets that we installed earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this top rack. All right, actually this dishwasher has a feature where I can lower the rack so it'll be out of the way. That works great. And now I'm just going to take a very small drill bit. This is about a 1/16 because I don't want to split my cabinet, which it probably won't because it came with these real little wood screws. But I want to make sure I don't, so I'm going to pre-drill it first with a drill bit. I'm first going to pre-drill a pilot hole using a 1/16 drill bit. Now after that's pre-drilled, I'm going to use the little wood screw that came with it. That's a pan head. And then drive that into that pilot hole. And now we do the same to the other side. In order to give those holes a nice cosmetic finish, they sent plugs that goes into those holes. Now that I'm done anchoring the 2 screws in, I'm going to shut the door and head down below. I'm now going to go ahead and take the 3/8 water line and hook to my elbow that I connected earlier. In order to do so, it's just like any other water line. We're just going to hold it back here and thread it right onto it. And now after it's hand tightened, I'm going to take my crescent wrench and give it a couple more turns. All right, now that that's tightened, let's move to the electric. In order to prepare the 12-2 wire, I'm just going to strip off about 5 inches of the jacket, and then I'm going to pull it back and remove this paper that's covering the ground, and then I'm going to cut off the sheathing. And now I'm going to take a pair of wire strippers, and I'm going to strip off just about a 1/2 inch of sheathing or so. You don't need a ton off, just enough to make a good connection. So 1 off the white and then take some off the black wire here. And now that's prepped, and I'm going to fish it back into the junction box. Here's where the junction box is going to be installed for the wiring. I'm first going to use a Romex connector, and typically the screws would be on the outside of a box like this, but in this case you can only reach these screws to tighten it up from the inside before the cover goes on. So I'm first going to install the Romex connector. We're now going to fish this 12-2 wire into that Romex. Now I'm going to take a Phillips screwdriver and tighten up these screws to tighten the wire down to the Romex connector. I'm now going to take the green wire and hook to the ground. I'm going to give it a little twist around it. And I'm now going to take my linemen's and twist it together a little more. Then I'm going to take a wire nut and put a wire nut to connect them. And now I'm going to take the black and hook to the black wire. The white and black wires connect just like the ground. You first twist them together and then you use a wire nut to secure them. And now the white to the white. And I'm now going to fold these wires back into this section. Then I'm going to install this cover over all those wires. This junction box cover simply snaps over the wiring and keeps the wires safe. I'm now going to take the discharge hose and place this clamp over the end of it, and then place it onto this tailpipe that's for the dishwasher. And now I had to cut the end of this off earlier, and that's because this was on the very end and it's too big, as you can see, to go over this tailpipe. So I had to cut this in order for it to fit on here properly. I like to use just a little bit of pipe dope in order to lube up the end of the hose, so that way it slides over the fitting easier and it also helps seal it a little better. I'm now going to take this clamp and slide over this and tighten it up. If you need to know how to install this sink drain in this trap, check out the video in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's address the water line. In order to address the water line, I got to remove this fitting that came on the end of that shark bite. And now all I got to do is fish this water line onto the shark bite fitting, and this is a 3/8 connection as well. Hand tighten it first, then finish tighten it up with a crescent wrench. Now after you got that tightened up all the way, we're going to go ahead and turn the water on. And I'm now going to inspect for any leaks, and right now it looks really good so far. Now we need to turn the dishwasher on. I'm now going to come back over here to the panel box and turn the breaker on for the dishwasher. And it looks like we got power, so we know we wired it up fine. Now we got to start it and let it drain to check for leaks. Now what I'm going to do is inspect under here as it's running and look for any leaks, especially coming out around from where you hooked up the water line and around the bottom pump here. So everything looks really good while it's running. It's been running for about 15 minutes, so I should be in the clear. So I'm going to let it finish its cycle, then inspect the drain. The cycle is finished, and looking around the discharge hose where it connects in the tailpipe looks good, and no leaks down here either, so we are good to go. Now that we know there's no leaks underneath the dishwasher, I can now install the toe kick cover. I pushed the dishwasher back to where we're flush with the cabinets. It was sticking out a little farther than I wanted, so all I gotta do now is just replace those screws to where I shifted it back. It was right here, but now we're gonna go right back into here, and that looks a little better in general too, I think. If you would like to see how I installed this washer and dryer, check out this video. It'll help you out.